Melvin shared his disgust for his co-anchors Sheinelle Jones and Dreyer. He couldn't believe what he learned about his colleagues. The awkward moment took place in the latest broadcast of the Today Show. He called out the nasty and cold co-hosts in a tense moment. Meanwhile, Al Roker looked on with an amusing expression on his face. He clearly didn't want to be there. Keep on reading for more details. Melvin called out his Today co-anchors. On Monday's broadcast of the Today Show, Melvin called out his co-anchors. He pinpointed Sheinelle Jones and Dreyer this time. He made amends with Al Roker, who he has been riffing with for the past few weeks. The two recently made a united front and even got romantic for Valentine's Day. Yesterday, the co-anchors got into a heated exchange about washing their pajamas. It got them worked out when some of them admitted how often they do it. All started things off by asking, "How often do you wear your clothes before washing them?" He stirred the pot as he watched his co-hosts bicker with one another. Melvin responded, "What do you mean by how often?" They all agreed that jeans don't have to be washed every day. Sheinelle Jones shared that she wears her jeans multiple times before washing them. Noted that jeans are different and require their own washing requirements. The conversation shifted to pajamas. Admitted that she wears her PJs 3 nights in a row before washing them. Melvin looked disgusted. He exclaimed, "3 nights. After you take a show, you're rolling around in those jammies. You got skin cells." Al shared that the average person perspires a cup of sweat every night. Sheinelle shared that she sometimes sleeps in her work clothes. As the conversation continued, the co-hosts couldn't stop laughing at Craig and Dylan taking shots at one another. He joked that her veins are ice cold. Al Roker sits back awkwardly and watches. During the funny conversation, Al Roker made a funny expression on his face. He couldn't believe what his co-hosts were sharing. Melvin called Sheinelle nasty for sleeping in her clothes from that day. "You think you know people and then you start talking to them about stuff," he added. Al informed the panel that any item of clothing that comes in contact with the skin should be washed after its own. Today's show viewers loved watching their interaction during the third hour. Some of them took to Twitter to react. They enjoyed the hilarious comments that left them hollerin'. What are your thoughts on Melvin being disgusted by Sheinelle Jones and Dreyer? How often do you wash your pajamas? Sound off below in the comment section. Check back with Chat Show News 24 for more news on Melvin.